Hello, wonderful viewers. You are highly welcome. Before my screen this morning is Charlie Kirk, and on a wonderful competition of questions from a Muslim. I would like you to join me as we watch on this video. Let's watch on this video first before I will make my reaction. Also, I would also like you also to join me as we react together to share your own opinion at the comment sections. Let's quickly watch the video and react by it. Thank you.
I've been watching your videos for a long time. Been a big fan of yours. One thing I will say is that I have come out here not only because I turned conservative in about 2016 with Trump's first run. I've always also been a devout atheist, and I've been proud in my belief with that. I find the the Bible, to be a very fictitious book. I find that it has a lot of contradictions that are not squared away by anybody that finds it, that reads it. So I'm just want to know. One thing I want to get for you before we dive into that is how can we get more people of different faiths to come to the conservative movement instead of, because a lot of what I see of you is espousing on Christian virtues and to a lesser extent Jewish, but I think that there could be a lot more that we could do with ideas rather than the beliefs of religion.
Let's start with the idea of atheism, if that's okay.
Sure.
I'm going to go through all of the arguments for God's existence.
Okay.
I want you to tell me if you've heard them before or if they are compelling.
Okay.
First is what's called the ontological argument for God, which ontos comes from the Greek. It's the Greek word for being.
Sure.
So the highest conception of human beings, we can only conceptualize that which is real. And so the highest conception of our own, combined wisdom is God. I think this is the weakest argument for God, to be perfectly honest.
Right, I'll agree with you there. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is a proof that on an ontological view of God. The second of which is called the cosmological view of God, coming from the Greek word cosmos, which means all-encompassing creation. If you look around with creation, there are 15 fine-tuned measurements that if anyone went off by a micron, our entire existence would not exist. The tilt of the earth, our proximity to the sun, our configuration of oxygen to carbon dioxide. In fact, we can look at the probability of our existence. It's 1 in multiple trillions that all of this would come together at an exact time, let alone consciousness, let alone human beings, let alone our DNA.
Sure, I want to counter that with the fact that there are millions upon millions of galaxies with millions upon millions of their own stars, with millions and millions of their own planets. If we didn't, I don't think that if this Earth was not in this exact space as it exists now, I think that is also not compelling, because we would have found existence on in another location in the universe if it was not just in this space.
I don't have enough faith to believe that, but let me continue onwards. Then there is what's called the teleological argument for God. That comes from the Greek word telos, which means, we get the word telescope. It means goal, destination, or purpose. This here goes to an argument that for every cause, for every effect, there must be a cause. So, for example, we can agree that space, time, and matter exist. We agree.
Yes.
Therefore, definitionally, something that is outside of space, time, and matter must have made space, time, and matter exist.
Not necessarily. We can. Well,
then it's against the laws of reason.
Not because there could always be a universe that existed before our Big Bang. It's not. We could have existed with space, but no matter, in a very tiny point. That's what basically the Big Bang was. So I don't see how that disproves atheism. It's more, atheism is more of a, I don't believe God exists. Why is this compelling?
Well, I'm going to go through two more proofs of God, and then we'll finish. Then there's what's called the Kalam proof of time, which is thanks to Albert Einstein, we know that time is actually a real thing that can be traversed with enough speed. And in order for time to exist, something timeless must have created it. Finally, there's something called the axiological view of God. I don't know if you know this one. Axios comes from the Greek word judgment. Axios and judgment mean the same thing, which basically means that every human being has some form of right and wrong embedded in us. For example, when the Nuremberg trials were happening, the Nazis were not able to say, well, it was just the laws of the land. They actually appealed to a higher power, saying that every one of us had some good or evil within us.
So that doesn't I mean, that kind of disproves, right? I mean, if they were if
All right, at this point, you will agree with me that my reactions to this video of Charlie Kirk and the Muslim man is that our God is a true loving father, and he loves and cares for everyone. That is the reason when set the sun set to every nook and corners, everyone feels the impartation of the sun, both living things and non-living things. That is also why when it rains, it is not particularly at a particular session. Whenever it rains, it generally rain even to the sinners and to the non-sinners, telling you that our God, my God, your God is a loving Father. It is a kind of another a wake-up call for you and I to put aside religion and cultivate love. When you and I cultivate love, because the Bible says, love covereth all. But one of the area that we have missed it is because we have not been working on the platform of love. But if we be able to cultivate love, there in our midst, we will not be able to say this one is black, this one is white. That is, there will not be any iota of any racist. Where love rules, there God also dwells. Do you get that? Where love rules, there also God dwells. This is my reaction to that video. Looking forward to hear from yours. You have seen the question and you have seen how Charlie Kirk was able to answer to that question through the help of the Holy Spirit. Charles Kirk, may his soul rest in peace. Charles Kirk of Memorial Blessed, may his soul rest in peace. He will continue to be a warrior. Please, I really, really welcome you once again as you have come across my video. Do not hesitate to like and share. Subscribe to my channel. This is the only means you can use to support me at the moment. I need your support. I need your help. Please hit the like buttons, subscribe, share my posts.